You are listening to the Estheticians Earning More podcast with Brittany Hageman, episode number 122. Welcome to the Estheticians Earning More podcast. On this podcast, we talk about how to love your esthetician business without the hustle, exhaustion, or overwhelm as it booms into a successful business. I teach simple ways how to approach your business that gives you your life back while still growing a profitable business. I grew BLH Beauty in San Diego to a six-figure business, and I learned a lot along the way, which I'm excited to share with you here. So let's get started. Do you want to make $100,000 revenue in your esthetician business? If so, I would love to show you how. I want to invite you to coach with me in my one-to-one coaching program. It's completely customizable. The way that it works is we sit down and figure out what you've been doing in your business that hasn't been working, and then make a very specific plan that I help you follow over the course of 6 months to get it done. We meet weekly for 30 minutes and discuss exactly what went well that week and we're going to do next week, whether it's your pricing needs to be raised, or you need to have boundaries with your clients, or if you need to learn how to sell skincare, or you need to niche down and you're doing way too many services and not making money, or all of the above. Whatever the issue is, whatever the reason is you're not making money, we'll figure it out together and we will grow your business into a really profitable business that's sustainable, that you love, and that really helps people. I cannot wait to be your coach and to work with you. To learn more, go to the link in the show notes. And with that, on with today's episode. Hello, happy Monday. Welcome back. I'm so excited, so excited for a couple of things, because if you have not signed up or registered and you're listening to this real time, there is still time to join me in my How to Make 100K in 2024 workshop, and also business audit and free coaching. It's today, Monday, October 9th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link is in the show notes. The sign up is totally free. Even if you can't make it, sign up so you get the recording. The other very, very exciting thing that is happening today is I am launching my new one-to-one private coaching, customized coaching program. It's called How to Make 100K in Revenue. It's for all estheticians, not just acne specialists, even though you know acne is my jam. So if you do acne, I got you. It's for all estheticians, whether you do sugaring, age management, microneedling, traditional facials, waxing, any of the esthetician specialties. This is for you. It's a customized 6-month coaching program where we start where you are and figure out why you haven't made 100K in your business. Now, if you're a brand new business owner, we start from the very beginning. I have I think 13 or 14 different areas of business that I will teach on and help you with. So if you're a brand new business owner, we start at the beginning and we go all the way through it. If you've been in business for 6 months or 2 years or 5 years, there may be parts of what I teach that you don't need help with. You don't need help picking a niche, or you don't need help different parts of what I'm doing. Maybe there's parts that you're really struggling with in your business, so that is where we focus. Maybe you need help marketing. Maybe you need help selling skincare, which is what we're talking about today. Maybe you need help raising your prices. Like your books are full, but you aren't making that much money because you're not charging enough. Maybe you have people coming in, you're booked, and no one's buying skincare. Like I just said, that's what we're going to talk about today. There are so many different reasons that your business may not be profitable, why you may not be hitting the 100K mark. 100K is actually really easy to make. It's really simple. You just have to stick to a formula. You have to stick to a plan. There's a lot of strategy behind it. But once you've committed to that strategy and you stick to that strategy, it will happen. It will happen for you. Now, there are different reasons why it hasn't happened for you, and I want to help you first figure out what that is, what's holding you back, and then create a customized plan for you to get there. So, Super, super exciting. The link is in my show notes. Once that's live, it will go live that you can sign up as soon as my workshop is done this afternoon. So either you'll get an email link if you're listening to this live when it goes live, or if you're listening to it after this episode, the episode has gone live, and after my workshop, the link Work With Me in the show notes is where you can click to sign up to be one of my clients. I cannot wait to coach you on with today's episode, which is all about selling skincare. Okay, so selling skincare. Now, I want to just kind of do a quick history of my own journey learning how to sell skincare. I have talked about this on the podcast before, but it's a good reminder. It's a good kind of summary of where I started and then where I ended up. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I could learn how to sell skincare without being salesy, without pressuring people to buy things, without having these convincing conversations where I use quote sales tactics that maybe you've learned in esthetician school or you've learned from other estheticians or business strategists teaching you about making money. If I can learn it, so can you. Okay. And you don't have to be an acne specialist either. I know a lot of people who are estheticians that are my friends, that are my former clients, that sell lots of skincare and do not focus on acne. So it's totally possible. You can actually just sell being a human being. You can sell a lot just being a human being. So my quick journey. If you listen to my very first episode of this podcast, you may know I was a Mary Kay beauty consultant because the skincare bug was in my heart. And I just totally hadn't accepted that I really could be an esthetician. This was like 15 years ago now. And one of the sales techniques, there were so many sales techniques that we were taught as Mary Kay beauty consultants. One of them was we had skincare classes when people would try the product around their dining room table with their friends. I know, I'm gonna vomit a little bit just saying that out loud. And you would mimic washing your face while they wash their face with a little cleanser that you put in the little tray in front of them. Can you imagine washing your face sitting at a kitchen table with a cold washcloth? Because by the time everyone got one, it was cold. Anywho, and you were supposed to say something like, "Wow, doesn't it feel so good on your face?" and nod with your eyes open really big and look at everybody. Because technically, if you nod and you look at someone, they will nod back, and then it creates like an affirmative thing in their head. Okay, I learned that. Did that all the time. It didn't really work. I'm going to tell you right now. I can tell you why all these things didn't work for me, and not to say they didn't work for other people. People sold skincare that way. And some of the techniques I'm going to tell you that did not work for me do work for other people. That's why they talk about it, because it works. I'm not telling you that they're wrong for teaching this. But what I'm saying is that it didn't feel authentic to me, the way that they sold skincare, the way that I was taught to sell skincare. It felt like salesy. I didn't feel like myself. It didn't feel authentic, so it didn't work. Okay, so fast forward, I become an esthetician. I start working for someone who doesn't sell skincare, who has the same hangups around skincare as me, even though she's very, very, very booked, very well respected, an incredible esthetician. I'm hoping by now she's selling skincare all these years later, but she wasn't at the time. She was selling, bits and pieces here and there. So I found a product that we didn't sell, and I fell in love with it, and I started telling my clients about it, even though we didn't sell it. And then they bought it and would come back and tell me how much they loved it. And then eventually I was like, oh, I wonder if I can use some of the products we sell here and see if them I like. And I did. I found some that I really loved, and I started talking about those, and then I started selling them. But it was consistent enough, but it wasn't like every person was buying skincare. But other hang-ups that I had at the time that were really like just gnawing at my head whenever I thought about skincare were I was afraid that they wouldn't like me if I talked to them about skincare. I was afraid they would think I was salesy. I was afraid that they would buy it and hate it. And I didn't want anyone to feel pressure, right? So these were the things that just kind of like would sit in the back of my head as I was trying to figure out how to sell skincare. So what I really started to do, and what really was the game changer, and sometimes this stuff takes time, right? Just like skincare can take time for it to really work on your skin, sometimes this kind of stuff takes time. But what I really started to do was fall in love with the products that I sold. And so I only focused on a few products that I knew I really actually liked and I actually could see results on people's skin. Like that was it. I didn't go on a whole line. I didn't build these complex routines. I didn't do all of these things. I really just tried to understand and love the products, and not just the ingredients of the products, which of course is important, but like I like this product because it does this. And I've seen it happen with me, with this person, with this person, this person. Like I really do actually like it. It's a good product. So step one of learning to sell skincare is to actually like the products that you have and know the products that you have and know things that they do and things that can happen with them, if they can maybe cause redness or this or that, and really know them inside and out. I remember, again, the woman I worked for, she sold Rhonda Allison. She did Rhonda Allison pills. Rhonda Allison's skincare line, I tried so hard to learn it. It was like over 100 products. And she didn't sell everything in the line, but she sold a lot of the things. And it was like 6 different eye creams. I don't know. It was like, I don't know which is the right one for who this, like, it was just so overwhelming to me. So I just chose the ones that I liked, right? So get to know the products, choose the ones that you like. Step one, step two. Step three, be a human being when you talk about the products. Okay? You talk to them like a human being, not with a sales number in mind or a result in mind. Like just a person to person. Like, all the influencers on social media that always have the links of the things that they like. The whole way that this started, this blogging, and then became to social media and all the things, the way that it started, YouTube, was really people just sharing what they liked. And this is before even we knew people were getting paid. People weren't even getting paid initially. They were just honestly sharing what they liked, and then they started getting stuff and whatever. But they genuinely were like, I like this product because, like, I still follow her because I like her so much as a person. Estee Lalonde, she used to be Essie Button on YouTube. And if you go, I think she actually deleted a lot of her old videos. But if you went back and you were a fan, like I have been a subscriber for over 10 years now, she just would go to the drugstore genuinely and buy stuff. There was no money exchange. The only money exchange was the money that she spent, right? But she would just talk about the product like a human being. So pick products that you like, get to know the products, actually know how they work, actually know how they feel on the skin. Like one of the products that I sell is a vitamin A from Face Reality, and it's yellow. It is yellow. And I make sure to tell every person the first time they buy it, it's going to be yellow. It's going to be bright yellow. It's okay. It has not gone bad, because that's always the question I would get, right? So something about the products that maybe are different that the client may not be expecting. Make sure you include that when you talk to them as a human being. And lastly, have a good return policy, that you feel that if you gave a product to someone that it doesn't genuinely work for them, you can take it back in good faith. Initially, I would take back any products within 30 days, and then I got more confident. I changed it to only if they had allergic reaction, and I needed to see proof of that. But I was just really good at that point, knowing what products would work for what person. I really got it wrong. But if you're new and you're still trying to figure out how to give products to people, you're going to get it wrong. It's going to be part of the process. But all of these steps, if you really pull back and look at what I'm telling you, it's really being confident in your own ability to recommend skincare to people, right? It's your own ability to be like, hey, this would work for your skin. And of course, in my acne program, it was a thing, and I required people to buy skincare, and I actually would encourage you, no matter what you do, you can have an element of that to your business. I think it's actually a really effective and kind way to be a business owner, because you're not putting something on someone's face and then being like, okay, I'll see you hopefully soon. And they just go home and use their Neutrogena cleanser and strip their skin and all the things that happen, right? Especially if you're doing corrective skincare. So it's really, again, going back to building that confidence that you actually know how to help their skin. And you know that using skincare consistently is such a game changer. It can really make the difference at a facial or a treatment or a microneedling appointment. Yes, of course it can help, but they really have to do that work in between. I always like to use analogy with my clients is like, I'm your personal trainer, you're coming in for personal training sessions, but then if you go home and you don't drink water, you don't stretch, you don't do any of the exercises I taught you, you basically ignore your body in between the days that I see you, you're not going to make the progress that you want to make, right? If someone's coming in and getting microneedling appointments because they don't like their scarring or their fine lines or whatever, they need skincare to help with that process. Microneedling is an investment, right? So if this is something that you need help with exploring and like, well, my business is this and this is why this is harder, like, I'm your girl. Let's talk, okay? I can help you with it. But I want you just like, especially if this is something that you struggle with, I want you just to listen to this episode a few times because it really goes back to the way that you feel about the products that you sell, not about how they feel. You cannot control how they are going to feel about the products you sell. But if you feel good about the products you sell, if you feel confident how they work, that they do work, that they're great products, then you will sell the products. You don't have to use any sales techniques. You don't have to talk about it during a facial. You don't have to, sneakily put it in their bag and be like, oh, these are the products we talked about. Here they go. I'm just going to ring them up. I think I've shared this in the podcast before, but I got my hair done. I first moved to San Diego area when I was, how old was I? 25, 26. And I was on a really, really limited budget. I was like, I'm going to get my hair done. And I went and I got my hair done. I was trying this studio and the girl did fine. It was like, it was good. It wasn't like terrible or bad. I remember thinking like, I'll come back probably. And she like talked about a product and put it in my hair. I was like, oh, that smells so good. I really like that product. That's great. And that was all. I didn't say I want to buy that product or how much does it cost or anything of that nature. And I go to check out, and a different girl's checking me out than the girl that I was getting my hair done. And she like told me my total, and I was like, wait, that's how much it was. Because remember I was on a very tight budget, so I was like, I thought that the hair appointment was X, and she's like, oh, it is that, but the product that you wanted too. And I was like, I never said I wanted a product. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry, and she took it off the total. But I just felt so scammed. Like she just assumed the sale, right? That's another technique. Like assume the sale, assume that they're going to buy it, just kind of like put it in their hands so it's harder for them to say no, right? Like make it really pretty. So if they it's like a present, they just kind of don't want to put it back down, right? Like that is not effective for me. Maybe that does work for people, right? Like, it becomes this alluring thing that you're creating. But I like to buy things that people think are great. I like to buy something that works. I like to buy something that the person who's telling me about it is like, this is amazing and this is for you. And I want them to be completely certain about that without any attachment to my answer, without any fear that if I don't say yes, they can't pay whatever bill and there's all this energy of like tension around it, right? That is the change that you need to make in your business if you're not selling skincare. That is it for today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode is one of those episodes, like I said earlier, that you can just go back and listen to and really start to build that confidence that you are an expert. You can sell skincare. You know what to do. You can. I know you can. I believe in you. And if for some reason you don't feel like you can, then we definitely need to talk, because I just don't believe that to be true. And I think it's one of those things that you just may have to push yourself outside of your comfort zone, not in quote unquote selling skincare, but pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone to build your confidence in your ability to sell skincare. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to take baby steps. It's not going to be something that you can do overnight, especially if you're afraid of being pushy or salesy or any of those things. But I know you can do it. And if you want, I'm here to help you. Have a fantastic week. I will talk to you next week. Bye for now. Hey, if you like this podcast, please rate and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. I cannot tell you how much that helps my podcast grow. So you can click 5 stars if you like it and you want to give me 5 stars. And please leave a review about telling me why you like it so that I can help other estheticians grow their business. Thank you so much.